and he interrupted kind of what I was saying, but I'm gonna kind of get back into what I was saying. I'm trying to remember where I was at before I was interrupted. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was basically talking about the split that's taking place and shit, right? So it's like a few things I want to talk about because I kind of said already how everything is going to pick up. You know what I'm saying? Think of any worst projection that's on you as a neuromelanated being, as a black man, all that's going to pick up. Think of all the stuff that you know, like you wasn't on, that someone tried to make seem like you was on, you know, they being ignorant and you wasn't even thinking that. All that stuff is going to pick up. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people that's not of our species, they're starting to realize what's taking place, even if they don't specifically say it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're having conversations amongst each other, the eukaryotic cell, about what's happening with their DNA and how they're feeling through these solar flares, what our sun is emitting. They're just not having these talks in public. Actually, a lot of them are even telling each other not to have these talks in public, you know, in hopes of us that's not aware realizing what's taking place with them. You hear what I'm saying? But and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, because even though I'm saying all of this, I told y'all the worst people that's a detriment to our planet is ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a complex cell organism. They just doing what their characteristics and traits. They're just acting like the animals that make them up. You get what I'm saying? They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything crazy. You get what I'm saying? All of which, like their level of cognitive dissonance, them trying to ignore real issues, you know, anything with them that's like deceptional, and them trying to act like it's not that to protect it and keep it going on. You can't take that serious. You just got to expect that from them. But us, y'all, it's a whole different story. You get what I'm saying? I don't get nervous around a complex cell organism. You know what I'm saying? But whenever I get around one of us, a neuromelanated being, somebody of my genetic makeup that's acting like them, oh yeah, I keep an extra close eye on them. I'm telling you, even if they're melanated, they don't even got to be neuromelanated. They just got to have a biological and be acting like the complex cell organism. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch you with an extra close eye. You know, because I know you're more dangerous because you're not you're choosing to act like that. They're acting like that because that's them. That's literally them. They're not faking. Even when they fake, them usually comes out. The animal DNA, it'll come out in some barbaric, primitive, controlling greed way. You know what I'm saying? It always comes out. But us, that's an adaptive behavior due to the psychological slavery we're in, the infringement, the ideology. It's a whole different story with us, y'all. So when you see us acting like that, it's completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like it changes the whole dynamic of what we know as like disrespect. You know, an organic person, somebody that's the sun in the flesh, right? You can, or even somebody that has a biological identification, right? Latino people, Filipino people, Vietnamese people, right? You can try to fit this system, even be as successful as you running it, however much you get so, right? With stuff that you still got to deal with that you shouldn't, right? That's still not changing your genetic makeup. You get what I'm saying? Y'all with me? So that's why it's more of an embarrassment to your cosmos and to the whole planet, you know, as an organic being. You know, it's very disrespectful. It's more disrespectful even when you know and acting like you don't know than you just not knowing at all. You know what I'm saying? So with this being said, y'all, I advise everybody to just protect their energy right now. You know what I'm saying? There's walk-ins. There's been a lot of this stuff has been happening for a while. That's why fate is already sealed from a species standpoint, because like I told you, whether you want to believe me or not, you could think I'm crazy. Everything that I said has come into play, and it's happening right now. You're being controlled by either positive or negative forces, as far as like, I want to say war so y'all can understand what I'm saying, but it's really not a war. There's no war with us. We do stuff using zero energy. You know what I'm saying? Our brothers and sisters ain't warring with anybody. They could shut this shit all down right now with a thought if they want to, like for real. So, but what I mean is like, how can I say it? Because I want to say it the right way. Like, where we're going, y'all, it's like the fate is already sealed on both species sides. But what I mean is forces are real. Whether you Christian people want to look at it from a Christianic standpoint, there is positive and negative energies, right? There's positive and negative beings, right? That choose to be of the dark or of the light. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to see a lot of those beings, the extraterrestrial beings and the interterrestrial beings, the ones in the planet also, right? A lot of these beings can't take the sun. It's a very powerful thing. A lot of these beings can't take the sun. I'm tired of people just throwing that around, or people becoming aware of it and trying to make it seem like it's a regular thing. That's why us so-called African people or African American people, that's why we're so precious and we really the sun children, because it's like we don't just have a biological connection to the planet like a Latino person or like I said, a Filipino or Vietnamese, like a you melanated person. And y'all look up some of the stuff I'm saying if you don't know what these words mean. Like, you know what I mean? But we're neuromelanated though. You know what I'm saying? Condensed sunlight, like it's different with us. Like the lowest frequency that sun emits to your highest. I emit literally what that sun emits, and I absorb what that sun gives out. I biosynthesize the sun. I give life to the sun, and the sun gives life to me, and everything else natural that I'm connected to on my planet. You know what I'm saying? Everything has me in it. Everything is vibrating on a metaphysical level. You feel me? That's where them sayings come from. So it's like when I'm really talking to y'all, we at war. We've been at war. We realizing we at war, but the war never stopped, y'all. It just became psychological. As soon as we got segregated and stuff, we started being entertained and educated. We started interbreeding. You know what I'm saying? Once we started interacting with them and stuff, the abuse got worse. The more we forgot who we are, we started going against our natural abilities, ways of going about doing stuff, thinking and all of that. You get what I'm saying? We literally like morphed into them, you know what I'm saying, by being around them. While they still getting photon energy around us organically because they don't have a biological connection. Nothing in nature can give proof of their existence, of them supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this to be racist. I'm saying this to be facts, because it's like I got to keep giving truth out there. Why? It's people trying to ignore truth and trying to run from it. You know what I'm saying? It's people like me and other people that's out here pushing that shit on the forefront. Why y'all seeing more of what we saying by the day? Because at the end of the day, deception and negativity will never outshine light. You know what I'm saying? The reality and truth of things always comes back to be that. Don't matter what. That's what this is about. You know what I mean? It's about these forces. So like I say, are you being, this regardless of genetic makeup, are you being used for negativity, to bring negativity on the planet? So that means all you women out there that's alienating children from the dad, oh, you already in that boat. You about to get the worst punishment. You know what I'm saying? Whether you believe it or not, because the worst thing that you could be doing on the planet right now is harming a child, or keeping a child, like that's in the way of harming a child. That's child neglect. You know what I'm saying? Keeping a child from the mom or dad just because of your personal feelings of y'all relationship not working out, but you created life with this person. You get what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that's one of the worst punishments to have. I wouldn't even want to be in that lane. I'm glad I'm not in that boat, because I don't even think like that to do that to somebody. I would never try to purposely keep a child away from somebody for any form of manipulation or anything like that. So I feel really sorry for a lot of y'all women out there that's doing that. The men, y'all about to get the most craziest punishment. And even more so if you're neuromelanated or you're melanated, you have a biological connection. That's very dangerous right now, because this whole thing is shutting down because of children. You got to think about that. So if you bring in, the children are already in hell, right? Regardless of their genetic makeup, parents of both sides of their genetic makeup not even able to control the full growth and development of the child, right? And then so we in a genocidal system, and then you in a genocidal system bringing more genocide to your child by alienating the child from a mom or dad, whatever side you on. Oh yeah, that's a really bad punishment right now. That's straight disrespect to the cosmos. And our brothers and sisters that's here, that's been here, and the ones that's on the way, they are not playing about children at all. I'm telling you. That's the one thing that they are not playing about. Like a lot of people have been saying it, but no, it's reality. Going forward, the only things that everyone's going to be talking about is the sun, genetics, and our children, because everything is around that. The lie about us all being one human race, as the sun is revealing it now, who has animal DNA and who doesn't. This ideology, the infringed ways, the foundation in which this is built on for everything that you're about to do today, and not even question, because the generational curse of how long it's been going on, and it hasn't even been that long, but it just shows you how bad psychological slavery is. Once the damage is done, it's done. Some people can't even get back from that damage. So I know the truth is more disturbing than the lie, but people using cognitive dissonance is happening regardless. And everyone's trying to run away from it when they hear the truth. That's what's making it worse. So like I said, I'm just happy that Mother Nature isn't acting off of people ignoring real issues, because that's the real problem in this world. It's the people that ignore real issues because they made themselves comfortable in it, or those real issues don't affect them, but it's a problem for the planet. You get what I'm saying? Those are the dangerous people too. You know what I mean? Because whether they look at it like it's this or not, please understand what I'm saying. Those are people that'll protect toxicity. You get what I'm saying? For real. It's not just the slave catchers, y'all. You know what I mean? Their occupation and what they're doing. It's regular people that protect toxicity every day, because however so it comes to them or they hear it, they try to run from truth. Those are dangerous people, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Very dangerous people. Even if it's a neuromelanated person, any people that's like that, and you can see truth, or you see them seeing someone speak about truth and they try to move out the way and shit like that, that's a very dangerous person. Stay away from those people, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because those are people that don't want to grow. I'm gonna be honest, they're not evolving. Regardless if they're even neuromelanated, those people won't be here once our brothers and sisters make the final cleanup and this radiation and everything does what it's doing. There's gonna be no energy of that on the planet, because that's the most wicked energy. You know what I mean? Because there's people that can do damage, right, and do something wicked, but then change from that, right, and grow, like, off of awareness, right? But then a person that is aware or becoming aware, right, same thing for real, whether they was already aware and ignoring it, or they become aware and ignoring it. However so, that's very, very, very dangerous, because that's one of the first signs that you want to stay complacent and you don't want to evolve. That's one of the first signs. Whenever you see anything like that in person, watch those people very closely, y'all. Because a lot of people in this world, they don't want to evolve. They hear truth and they run from it, or they act like they don't hear it. You know what I mean? But people been like that. I'm saying it's like this because people have always been like this, but more people are like this now because they can feel that this shit is around genetics. And they're probably, if they're on the opposite end, of their DNA, or they're organic and they don't want to face in which what they capitulated in towards destroying our whole species. You know what I'm saying? Those are the main people that's having like that level of like trying to ignore truth, trying to run as it's being rung more out every day. So yeah, everybody be positive, man. Everybody be positive, stay in your power, protect your energy. You get what I'm saying? This is real, is what I tell you, like for real, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Don't take everybody as a threat, but be aware of everybody being a threat. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying that so you're cautious of anybody or any level of amount of people that would be deemed as a threat. You already know how to act accordingly around that, or around all this that I'm speaking of. That's true for the betterment of everybody and all children. A lot of people see me and they see what I speak about, and it's very ignorant, and they try to associate me with being racist. Or I'm like, I'm standing for children. I'm even standing for y'all children, even inorganic children. Like, you know what I'm saying? That y'all species is doing the most wild, inhumane stuff too, that a lot of y'all aren't even aware of, like I'm really on some like righteous shit. But because I'm so passionate about it and I happen to be organic, I'm already looked in a light in which that isn't associated with me. Like I broke down to my mom yesterday crying about that shit, because I was saying how like it's crazy how the universe is showing the world here I really am, but how the world tried to make me seem like I'm a violent male. Like what? The black man never been violent. You know what I'm saying? Like I broke down and started crying because I saw a video of a white lady, and this white lady, the complex cell organism, she was like to her white daughter, and the way she said it to her, you could tell she knows that this grid is about to crash. Like she's like, look, the rest of my species might play dumb because they're on the opposite end, but I'm not gonna play dumb. I know what's happening, you know. And she told her daughter, she said if you ever get like lost or don't know where you're at, don't know anything, she said find the first black male. That's what she said. She said I don't care where you're at, what's going on, all the drama. Make sure you find a black male and stay with him and tell him that you're lost. You know what I mean? And he's going to take care of you. He's going to protect you. And I broke down and started crying to my mom because how we're looked at, and some of us being ignorant because of the psychological slavery, not knowing who we are. So we don't even know where we're going, and anger to chaos energy being directed wrong. You get what I'm saying? Besides them, right? Us in a natural state, who we are, right? And you'll even see them go back to this. That's what's so crazy about it. But we're not violent people at all. We're the greatest protectors of women and children, the black man. You know what I'm saying? If we see a woman being harmed, you know what I mean? A black man that really knows himself and then, wait, what? I'll protect a white woman. I'll protect any woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll protect any child, you know? Like, I don't play about that shit, you know? I don't care what anybody thinks of me negatively. That's not really how I am. Like, I don't take on people's labels of what they think about me. You know what I'm saying? People put labels on me all the time. That's the story of a black man, for real, for real. That's been happening to most of us since like 7 years old. Most of our first interactions with slave catchers and stuff was like young as shit on some wild shit, you know, or we seen it happen with our dad or like our brothers, you know what I mean? Our uncles and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Shit's been crazy, you know, before we even knew what we was living in. But I'm saying this to say, really everybody protect your energy, regardless of whatever side you're on, regardless of your genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? You can't change what you are anatomically, you feel me? Prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell, animal DNA or you know what I mean, complete organic to this planet. Like, it is what it is. It's just fucked up that people not of my genetic makeup turn their backs on y'all to have y'all live amongst me and think you're me and I'm you, and then they just fucking chilling, controlling all of us as the masses, still being greedy and carrying out the characteristics and traits of y'all genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? That y'all are not even carrying out that bad. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Y'all doing a lot of bad stuff and y'all aware of a lot of stuff and make it seem like y'all not aware. But even basically what I'm saying, all the detriment, all the genocide that y'all doing as far as capitulating and the foundation of what your forefathers did, they still like the core of that shit. You get what I'm saying? Y'all not as bad as them even. That's what I'm trying to say to y'all. So it's like, I make jokes about it all the time. I was talking to the 9-8 people on the phone. I said, man, even the inorganic people, we should have all made a trip to Europe. It started going at all of them. You know what I'm saying? For real, they would have shut down all the planes. You know, they'd been like, oh, we can't. There's too much flights happening in a short period of time. Da da da. You know, like, but I value y'all, man. We gonna get this fixed. Everything is gonna be all right. You know, even I'm telling y'all no lies. Y'all can believe me. Y'all cannot believe me, but shit. You know, my validation is everything that I know that I felt and that I said, even stuff that I feel that I didn't say. It's even came to pass. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't tell y'all that I was aware of. It came to pass. Like, everything is coming to pass that I know and I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything. So it's like, it's real. It's real right now. You know, I'm happy to be organic, but I'll tell y'all, like, I just hope that every neuromelanated being right now is prepared to deal with those consequences amongst us turning our backs on each other, our children, and interbreeding outside of our species. You know what I'm saying? I hope, because those are consequences that we got to pay up for. You know what I'm saying? And we're still doing that shit today. You know, even while this shit is shutting down. So it shows you the docile state, the psychological slavery we're in. You know, the psychological damage that's really been done. You know, yesterday we were speaking up towards stuff that we know that was foul against us, how we shouldn't have to live or be connected to us. We was losing feet, hands, all types of shit for it. And guess what? We was still standing on business, even with having body parts cut off and wild punishments of all sorts. I don't even want to say some of them things right now, but I'm just saying, basically wild stuff like harm inflicted physically, right? Or even death at that moment as we know it, even though we don't die. Like, that didn't even stop us for standing up for righteousness or for children, you know? Like, but today, because of all the damage that's been done physically and the psychological damage that is created, you know, you're not even fighting for your rights today. The most you're going to do is talk about it, if strike, if that. You get what I'm saying? And the moment you get threatened to go to jail, right, to the modern day plantations by the slave catchers, oh yeah, you're gonna shut up. You're not gonna stand on business like how you was yesterday. And that's a big problem with us because we never should have got to this point. I'm telling y'all, segregation was really the worst thing to happen to us. You get what I'm saying? Not because us dealing with this species, but because of the level of deception with this species. Like I told y'all, like their own species already turning their backs on them to live amongst us, to manipulate them and us. We know why they manipulating us, but damn, y'all gotta manipulate y'all own species. You know what I'm saying? Like this the type of genocidal. This is what we really dealing with. So it's wicked, y'all. But I'm just happy that all children are gonna be safe. You know, and it's not gonna be a system that's going on that's forcing everybody to go to work. And even if they're not saying this is what they saying, y'all. They basically justifying all the stuff that happened to children, that's happening to children. Like they're justifying it for you not to pay attention to it because you got to go to work and you got to do all of these things in this system that it tells you to do. That's enforced and shit. You get what I'm saying? Like that's like supposed to be the excuse. Like you don't even have time to worry about other children. They're not even your children, right? Why should you worry about them? You know what I mean? Like this system is so genocidal, y'all. Like it's genocidal as shit. Like like and and us not knowing who we are is to your max. Like yesterday, I was on a bop yesterday, and it was a Latina goddess that got out her car. She probably could have been my grandma for real, age wise, right? And so she gets out her car. She didn't see me. Middle of the day, y'all. Actually, like the morning time. I think it was like 10 o'clock or something, 10 a.m. or something, right? She gets out her car around other businesses and everything, right? No reason whatsoever, even for her to feel like a threat. I mean, for her to look at me like a threat or anything like that. You know, I didn't come up to her wild, nothing like that. So I see her get out the car. She goes to her trunk. As she gets out her driver's seat, she dropped something and like she dropped something. And what she dropped was like a small like towel. I guess I don't know why she had it or whatever, but it was like a towel that she had, and it dropped and like right where the driver's seat was, but outside of the car though, on the ground. You know what I'm saying? She didn't realize it, and she went to her trunk and she was about to leave it there and everything. So like literally, it was 22 on time when I said that she about to leave. So you know I'm not lying. I'm telling y'all the truth. Like literally, when she started to leave, I started to get her attention. Y'all, she got scared as shit, y'all. And I came up slow. I spoke before, so she didn't turn around and just see me, y'all. She got scared for her life. And when she realized how scared she got and it was for no reason, she tried to play it off, y'all. But this is regular stuff that black people go through, that people know that's like regular basis shit, even if it's from from another organic being that everybody ignores, you know, how it comes up and makes it seem like it's not a problem. You know, and it was so sad. It was some white men that was out there too, and they seen it, and I could tell that they got sad. They didn't say nothing to me. They didn't say nothing to her, but they was just like, damn, you know? They was like, damn. Like, it's crazy as shit. And I'm just like, yeah, man. Like, my fault. I was trying to help you out. Like, you didn't even know you dropped that. Like, I was just coming over here to let you know that you dropped that, you know? So it's been times where people were about to drive off in a gas station. Multiple times that this happened, I'm about to tell y'all, where somebody has their gas tank open and they don't realize that they have it open. And I try to call them because I know how people are ignorant towards young black males and how they be thinking of us. So I try to get their attention even beforehand. And still, what I'm trying to avoid happens, and they think like I'm trying to rob them or something. I'm just like, man, your gas tank is open. That's all I was telling you, you know? Like shit like that. Like it just be wild ass shit, y'all. And you see like the psychological damage and how people think of young black males. You know what I'm saying? With these things, how they pick up like this, and how we can be in these situations, or it could be even a worse situation off of someone's ignorant ass thinking. I've been in those too, you know. I've been in those too, a lot of them, you know, like crazy ass shit, you know. I almost been shot in my own car, my own BMW, my own 7 Series, as if it wasn't my 740i, you know. And you know what's the first thing a cop does when they come to your car? You know, they look up your license plate. I know my picture came up and he seen it was my car. It was registered and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, you gonna shoot me in my own car? So I'm just sitting in a stolen 7 Series BMW in Fairfax County, chilling. Fuck out of here, man. I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of wild shit. You know, yeah, y'all. So just y'all keep y'all headed up, man. Stay positive. You know, this shit is crazy what we living in. Like it's so crazy. Like even when I got on the bus earlier today, like I told y'all, the one guy that be seeing me and shit, and he's seen a lot of shit that I go through and stuff. He seen me, and when he seen me, I didn't want to talk, because I was fighting suicidal thoughts like early today. I fight them every day because it's like me knowing what I'm living in, and I know what's happening off of what I'm living in, but that's how bad it hurts though. Because I don't even want to live another day of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see another organic being not knowing who they are. Sometimes it hurts so much I isolate myself. I can't even see it. It hurts too bad. So literally, it's all human beings on the bus. All eukaryotic cells, specifically Europeans, right? They all on the bus. And I didn't know that they was all on the bus at that time when that bus specifically I was getting on, but I was just getting on the bus. And when he asked me as I was like getting on the bus with like another guy right next to him. I didn't know the other guy, but I know him though. And he asked me, he goes, yeah, man, how you feeling today? Because, sometimes I'll talk to you and sometimes I won't say nothing. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest, he be acting like an Uncle Tom to me, you know what I'm saying, in front of other inorganic people. And I know we be having to do that a little bit just to keep our job, and sometimes it's OD because we don't want to offend unnatural people, and it's not even something that's offensive. It's just something that they can't understand, so we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should be crazy. So literally, I told him, I'm like, bro, I'm fighting suicidal thoughts right now, bro. I'm trying not to kill myself right now, bro. Like, I'm not in a talking mood, And then he was just like, you know what I mean? He just gave me blessings, like, just enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you feel better, da-da-da. Y'all gotta remember, I'm alienated from my child. Last time I seen my child, he was an infant. You know what I'm saying? He was 5 months old. He's 5 years old now. It's been 5 years. This is 2020. And I still haven't seen him. No recent pictures, nothing. All those pictures y'all see that are of me and him and stuff. He wasn't even 1 year old in those pictures. That was when I was still with him. And then those other pictures that y'all see that I'm not in, he was already separated from me from that. He was like 2 years old. So he was already, the mother of my child was already with the person that she wasn't going to end up being with, that she thought was her end all be all of her destroying her own family, being sexually involved with when she just had a baby with me. You know what I'm saying? Them sex addictions be real, y'all. But like, I've been through a lot, y'all. So it's like, that's why, and I don't even be talking about a lot of shit I've been through. That's what's wild. But even just the little bit of shit I talk about, I seen people crash out for less, lose themselves for less. I'm just financially struggling. And I'm dealing with people trying to shit on me because I'm strong and I'm financially struggling. And I'm still taking my same stance. Like, all the stuff that I talk about, it don't matter if I'm caking and got a job, hella money coming in, or I'm homeless sleeping outside. It don't change with me. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is more important than anything. You feel me? Me bringing attention to anybody that's going to speak about righteousness as this shit closes out. This means more than anything to me. So it's like, this is really all I'm focused on. I'm gonna be real, because I don't really got nobody anyway. So it's like, yeah, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I advise every neuromelanated being, I don't give a fuck what you're going through. You see my video, man, get power from it, man. Stay here a little bit longer, bro. If you organic and you can see the hell you living in clearly and all of that, all the regular reality stuff that's enforced on us, the educational system, the medical field, the political system, the judicial system, everything, any level of it. Like, hold your head, because all this shit is closing out and it's not going to be enforced. Like, I would say that our children aren't even going to be enforced upon by their educational system. You're not going to be able to take us to jail and take our parents to jail for truancy, because we don't want to be educated by y'all system. Y'all not going to be able to do that to us no more and shit. You know what I'm saying? But for real, this system ain't even gonna be here for you to even do that shit. You know what I mean? Fuck you being able to do it now. It ain't even gonna exist. You know what I'm saying? It shit ain't even gonna exist. So, and when it does exist in some form, shape, way, or form, it's gonna be done in a way how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Towards us. And the one thing about us is, even if y'all was to be around and y'all back in those caves, you're going back to the 1600s, y'all about to start eating yourselves and all that. I'm just being real. You know what I mean? Not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just being real. Like, we still wouldn't infringe our ways on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Or any other species for control, or to make ourselves feel more superior. Even if we wasn't who he was, we don't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all species do shit like that. So this is why everything is happening. So I'm gonna just leave y'all with that. You know what I'm saying? Peace, power, abundance to all my gods and goddesses and all high vibrational human beings, man. We gonna be all right. We gonna get the fuck out this shit. This shit ain't about nothing for real. You feel me? So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Stay positive. You know, melanated beings, make sure you get that sun. You feel me? That's all I'm gonna leave y'all with.